Hey, welcome back to my channel, and today me and Teddy were off show jumping for the first time. So we were off to a new venue today and we were entered in the 50 and the 60. I thought about doing the 70 instead of the 50, but I thought he'd be quite tired after the first round. Even though he's fit, he's only young and he is due his winter break. Here's his mane, all plaited with tinsel. The warm-up was nice and big and he felt quite relaxed. He had a couple of little baby moments, but it was quite a busy and loud environment, so I was very pleased with him and there were nothing big. There was lots of ponies going round with noisy Christmas bells on them and he really didn't react to them at all. That was like literally it, so he's very good about all of that. And just look how pretty he is. He's so cute. And here I just asked for canter for the first time and he just says, "Wee." But he settled down into it very quickly. And I don't quite know what it was about this cross pole. He was fine with the upright, but he really tensed up quite a lot when he come to it both times. I just kept my hands as soft as possible and Des is doing the upright, which he was absolutely fine with. Okay, so I'm back with a voiceover for my round. This was the 50. As I said, I haven't show jumped Teddy before, obviously with arena eventing, which is what we've been doing. There's a few show jumps, but there haven't been fillers on them and, they haven't been very bright, so I wasn't sure how he'd be. I walked the course and I thought it was quite windy, which he would struggle with because he's only 5 and he's not super balanced. So I showed him the first fence and then number 6 as well, which was quite different to the others, and then we started our round. I was very impressed with him, how he has come into the arena away from the other horses and everything and just stayed really calm. I kept him in trot, but I left him to canter if he wanted to, if he felt confident and things. This is also our first time competing somewhere that we haven't schooled before, so I kind of plan to use the first round just as like a schooling round. There's a little book just to get into the canter. He finds the right quite tricky and that book just helps him get into it sometimes when he's finding it tricky, which is okay, it's nothing bad, but it's just something that we're working on, getting that right canter lead. I was a little bit unsure about what you'd think of this fence, with the big wings with the holes in front of it, and then another set of wings as well, but he did not look at anything and he did this related distance very nicely, which I was very happy with. We've been working a lot on his rideability after fences and just getting him to come straight back to me. I'm just really happy with him going around nice and confidently and not looking at anything. He's not ballooning anything, over jumping, which, we don't want him to do. I know he's got a lot of scope, but he's not ready to be jumping much bigger stuff at the minute. And we don't want him scaring himself by over jumping. And I was super, super pleased with how he's going around and wanting to go into canter because he's not looking at anything. Yeah, I was super happy. And then this is the last fence that we're coming to now, which is a little bit bigger than the rest, and he jumped that very nicely and we had a nice clear round. So we had about 25 minutes before our next class. I just gave him a little walk around and a bit of a chill, and then just before our next class I had a canter on both reins again to get him active. He was feeling very tired by this point. There's a lot for him to look at, but yes, we went into our next round, and I planned to have a bit more of a canter in this round, and this was the 60. I'm gonna warn you now, this round was quite messy. We just didn't have that nice rhythm because he was tired. This jump here, he took off really early, and I just completely lost my reins, so I didn't have any steering here, so we had to circle back round, which is fine, you know, and he was a good boy and, you know, come back to me. And then we just carried on and popped the next fence, but yeah, we're taking really long strides to all of these fences so far just because he's tired, so we haven't got that nice flowy rhythm like we did in the last round. But yeah, we're getting into the rhythm a bit now, and that was a nice jump there. And then around this corner, again, a nicer jump there, and we get this related distance really nicely. But yeah, even though it was a bit messy, I was very, very pleased with him still, and you know, he went round and he did all the jumps which he had never seen before, and he felt confident and good, and we had a really nice time, which is what matters. And it's our first time show jumping, and it doesn't need to look pretty. But we were getting nice good strides by this point, and he just feels great, and he's such a cool pony, and I'm so excited for like everything with him, and he's so cool. Unfortunately, we did just have that one fence down, but coming up to the last jump, which was actually quite a lot bigger than the last, and I gave him a big push and he flew that really nicely. So just one pole, and I was very happy with him. Although we didn't place, we got 2 rosettes and a little bag of sweets, which was nice. I shared it with Teddy after our rounds, but he definitely preferred the grass. He really didn't like the sweets. He just spat them out. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If so, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.